Okay, welcome everybody. I'm delighted to have everybody here with us today. It's an honor. It's an absolute honor for me to be working with Dr. Kathleen Friend, or as we call her, also Devora, or she calls herself, not me, call her, right? And also with Pearl Lopian. These are two extraordinary professionals, and so we're really privileged. The topic of anxiety, as I said, and the topic of children, big topics. And I think now, as we go through the war period of time, it's even more challenging and more meaningful and more important to us. So, what is anxiety? How does it relate to us in childhood? Well, guess what? Anxiety and fear are a normal part of childhood. Fear is just a natural reaction to danger or to a threat. Anxiety is like a reaction to a possible threat. New fears and anxiety are usually they're short-lived and they show that kids are learning how to solve problems on their own. Anxiety in children is considered a disorder if worries or fears they interfere with their life for more than 6 months. Okay, and then you would be looking to see what's going on here. Okay, so now I want to move straight in and I want to invite Pearl, I call her the tapping queen because for me, when I think of EFT tapping, I think of Pearl Lopian. And I've been to some of her sessions and they are amazing. So we shall be delighted to hear some of Pearl's pearls of wisdom. And later on, I'm also going to tell you something about the pearl as well, how it can help us. So, Pearl.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very, very much for having me. Thank you very much. How on earth can tapping on these points, how on earth can they help us reduce anxiety, reduce stress, reduce tension, get rid of phobias, painful memories, release traumas, I'm going under my arms here and I'll show you about that soon, attract abundance, reduce physical pain, help us come to terms with grief and loss, feel better about ourselves, and feel better about things that cannot change. How on earth can tapping on these points make that happen? And what's even more interesting is how on earth can, by doing that on ourselves, can our child or our loved one feel different? That is what I'm here to share, because yes, it can and it does happen with EFT. Now, I'm Pearl Lopian. I've been a trainer for about 5 or 6 years. I've worked in the tapping world and been a practitioner for over 15 years. I've probably completed more than 7,000 individual sessions. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It combines elements of CBT, talk therapy, mindfulness, acupressure techniques, EMDR. It's all of those bunched into one. Some of you have experienced this before, some of you not at all, not at all. So the actual act of tapping has two uses. I would say it has two uses. We either use it for self-help to help ourselves feel better in the moment, and that we can do with our children. And that I would love to teach another time. That's not what I'm talking about today because of the time that we have. I'm talking about how can we tap on ourselves and our child can feel better. So tapping, two functions of tapping. Tapping releases stress and tension, helps us feel better in the moment, and is a wonderful self-help tool for balance and calm. It's also is a retrieval technique. It's also a retrieval technique. When we tap, it's a tool within therapy sessions. When we tap on ourselves, we're changing our brainwave state. We're bypassing logical brain area. And as we bypass logical brain area, we get to see what's in our subconscious, what's been recorded there It's almost like we get a download of information, what's going on in our deeper mind that makes us behave the way we do. What it also does is gives us a download of information about somebody who's close to us. It can help us see what's going on in a loved one's mind. Now, we don't understand exactly how this happens. I'm not a scientist. There is now more and more evidence about this. As I say, I've completed that many sessions so that I know that it works. My evidence is much more anecdotal. So I know I could be sitting here in Jerusalem and I can bring my grandchild in London into my mind, tune into her, tap on myself, something for her, and then she will receive the change. Go figure, it's more than our human brain can really wrap ourselves around. However, as we evolve more and more and more, we do see this happening in the same way that when you think of somebody in that moment, they contact you, we know it happens. We know it happens. So I want to just say why I think this is so, so helpful, first of all, the surrogate tapping, and then we're going to do. I know, Gila, you gave me 13 minutes altogether, 15 minutes max. So I know I'm going to make sure that I speak a little bit about the advantages, and then we're going to do. First of all,
for everybody listening here, I extended it by normally 45 minutes, really strict. This time I said we're going to go to 55 minutes. So I said, okay, no, that's the 13 as opposed to 10 minutes. But that's why it's like this jam-packed full of content. So I'm not, keep on going.
Keep on going. Okay, so let's understand. If I'm talking about a child, and I mean, when I say a child, I'm also including teenagers. When you're getting so helpless that your child is moody, upset, they've got something disturbing them, and you just want them to be over it. This takes away the helpless feeling. This is something that you can actually do. Also, you take a child for help. Here's my child, fix my child. The children as well, they're just doing the best they can. And they'll go and they go, well, they don't know there's anything wrong with them. And they get asked lots of questions by a professional. They'll go, I don't know. I'm just doing what I do. They don't have to get involved when we're doing surrogate tapping. We tune into their fear. We tune into their anxiety and we tap on themselves. We surrogate our child. That's exactly what we're doing. We're proxying. We're like working on ourselves instead of the child. We're surrogating them. And this is really, really fantastic. And another benefit is relationships change. I've seen huge changes in relationships. I'm not going to give examples at the moment because I want us to get going. But if there's time, I will speak about some amazing examples of things that have changed for people. Really, really fascinating. The oldest child that I've worked with is 45. The mother's in her 60s. So we can do for any child. We can do for grandchildren, spouses, parents, you name it. Somebody that you feel you have a connection to. So what I suggest we do is have an experience. Let's have an experience right now. And what I want us to do is tune into a loved one that you think is going through some sort of stress at the moment and bring them into your mind. Bring them into your mind and see what picture. So you see, if we have an intention, our intention is to help this person. The correct picture is going to pop into your head. So you're going to get the picture that's right for you. So let the picture come into your mind. And I'm just looking for somebody who would be happy to repeat words with me and echo with me. I don't know, Gila, if it should be you or somebody else. Who would...
Lisa.
Lisa.
Volunteer. Lisa's volunteering.
Lisa's volunteering.
Oh, right. Can you have more than one person, Pearl?
We can have everybody. However, I want one person for repeating words. And Lisa's done this before, so okay. You know what to expect as well.
Everybody, whomever wants can do it. Lisa, unmute.
So I want Lisa unmuted, everybody else muted. I want us all to look at the person that you are helping, but look at the person that you are helping. And I want you to repeat the words with me, unless if they don't resonate the words, then put in your own words or just tap silently. Let's understand it doesn't matter. This is a very forgiving technique. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are protocols. They are not rules. So we just do as I do. And we're just going to go around the points once so that you know the points, and then we'll get going. And then
When you say to look at them, are you saying a picture?
Bring into your mind.
I'll bring into your mind the
Yeah,
vision
we don't
of
want
them.
them with us. Yes, we don't want them. They're not with us in the moment.
Just see a vision of them, envision them.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you bring into your mind a picture of them with this issue. So if they've got an anxiety, you want to see them looking anxious. If they've got a fear, I've done something with a mother whose child had a fear of cats. So bring into your mind your child telling you she's got a fear of cats, and then ask her what exactly it is. And this, but that would have taken a whole session. Anyway, I'm going to show you the points first of all on the eyebrow, on the side of the eye, on under the eye, under the nose, on the chin, collarbone, under the arm. So I'm showing you under the arm is not up there in the armpit. It's on the side. Usually, and women where the bra is. You can do it on both sides or one side as you wish. I'm not going to keep moving.
Can you stand up a little bit because we can't see actually?
Okay, it's easier to stand up than move my camera. 1 second.
Yeah.
So standing is here.
Ah, okay. Terrific.
Under the arm. Under the arm. Okay, and we're going to go round and round and round. I am not including the top of head point, though it is, and other people do include it. I don't like it, so I'm not including it. So if you want to add in, you are more than welcome. Okay, so look at your child. Look at your child, and Lisa with me. Okay, and I want everyone repeating my words again, unless they're not relevant. And then you can insert your own. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
Okay, and I just want to say this is going to be very repetitive. You will find me saying the same things over and over and over again. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I am noticing.
And I'm noticing.
That you are feeling.
That you are feeling.
I'll let you fill in the word.
Me personally, everyone will do what they want.
I want you to say what you're noticing. Lisa, I want your word. Okay, I'm looking at you. Because...
Right.
Right, look at your person. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I am seeing.
And I'm seeing.
That you
concerned. Oh, okay.
That you are feeling concerned.
Concerned.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I can see.
And I can see.
Under the arm that you are feeling concerned.
You're feeling concerned.
I see you.
I see you.
And I feel you.
And I feel you.
I see you.
I'm seeing.
I see you.
I see you.
And I feel you.
And I feel you.
I acknowledge you.
I acknowledge you.
And I send you love.
And I send you love.
I send you love.
And I send you love.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I see that you are feeling.
I see that you're feeling. I can change the word, or I repeat the word.
Whatever word pops into your head. Again, this is a popping in words technique.
Oh, okay. Questioning yourself. Questioning.
I see that you are, and that makes you feel
unsure.
And that makes you feel unsure. And however you feel.
And however you feel.
Your feelings are important.
Your feelings are important.
I see you.
I see you.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I see you.
I see you.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I see you.
I see you.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I see you.
I see you.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you.
And I really, really see you. Oh,
And I
sorry.
really, really see you.
That's the alarm going off. 1 minute. Okay, that's my time, but I'm going to carry on. I see you.
I see you.
I feel you.
I feel you.
I send you love.
I send you love.
I know you are feeling
I know you are feeling unsure.
unsure. I know you're feeling unsure.
I know you're feeling unsure.
I know you're feeling unsure.
I know you're feeling unsure.
And even though you're feeling unsure,
And even though you're feeling unsure,
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
And I send you love.
And I send you love.
Always.
Always, always, always,
Always.
always.
I honor how you feel.
I honor how you feel.
Your feelings are important.
Your feelings are important.
Your feelings are important.
Your feelings are important.
Thank you for sharing with me how you feel.
Thank you for sharing me how you feel.
Thank you for sharing with me how you feel.
Thank you for sharing with me how you feel.
Okay, take a breath in and blow it out. And just look at your person again and see how they're looking now.
More confident.
I'm not sure how much time we've got, Gila, because my time, I've got to stop now. Okay. A taster. A taster.
Exactly. You'll tell us a bit later on when you come back. You'll tell us how people can enjoy all the different things that you do. Okay. We absolutely want to hear more about it. That was wonderful. My little girl was smiling, Pearl, at the end, I have to tell you.
That is telling us that there's a change. That is
Amazing.
communicating to us that there is a change.
Wonderful. Please God, please God. Wow. Thank you for Pearl for that. For your reel. That was just amazing. Wonderful. Okay. And now we're going to hear from Dr. Kathleen Friend, my friend. And she just can introduce yourself and tell people a little bit where you're from. And you have to understand, Devorah's not a regular child psychiatrist. She's got such a broad way of looking things and fits into our sort of natural world of natural and healing. So I just felt she's an amazing fit, and it's like a real honor for me to have you with us. Devorah, take it away.
Gosh, thank you so much, Gila, for inviting me. And oh my goodness, 13 minutes. I've got the time clock on. I could say so much, but very, very briefly, I currently live in Arizona in the United States. I have been a psychiatrist for over 30 years, doing both adult, actually, I've done geriatrics, adult, and children. Children have been my focus in recent times. And but I became so unhappy with the normal paradigm, and I could not stand looking at children and families and seeing what was going wrong and the problems. So I shifted my focus and I started really putting a lot of attention on greatness and strengths. And I was really helped along in this in a technique called nurtured heart approach. But then, of course, when we learn things, we always add our own things to it. Gila, could you unpin me though? Could I just see Kelly? Yeah, I feel more comfortable not seeing myself so big. Thank you. In full
Whatever's good for
disclosure.
you is good for us.
Yeah, that I like seeing other people more than myself. That's my greatness. So, and in response to this, I wrote several children's books and a book for parents and teachers, centered around the idea of greatness, called the children's books Greatness Chair, which is the opposite of the timeout chair. It's like going to the chair and finding out what's going well, it's kind of like a time in for greatness. And then the Greatness Chair solution for parents and teachers, because even though I was telling parents, I want you to look at the strengths of your children. I want you to pull out these greatness qualities. Even if you think something is going wrong, look for the quality of greatness in it. And I found that parents were like really excited and wanted to do this. I mean, who doesn't want to see their children with the best eyes, with the greatest vision for who they can be, right? But in practice, it was very difficult. And so that's why I wrote the book for parents called The Greatness Chair Solution. And I believe that it's very important to do this is to be in our hearts. It's very hard to do this from the mental state. We can do it somewhat from our minds, but our minds tend to be analytical and judgmental, and we love our brains, we love our intelligence. But the wisdom and intelligence in the heart leads to different conclusions. And I love Pearl's EFT. I trained in EFT years ago, but I had never heard about surrogate tapping. And I found that fascinating. And I really felt that when the parent does that EFT, it probably puts them more into the heart, even though that wasn't specifically said. But I know that EFT definitely cuts down anxiety. And when we are in fear and anxiety as adults and children, we can't get into our heart. The door is closed. It closes the door. So why do I focus so much on greatness, and why do I think this is? Because children they don't see their own inner wealth. And for some people, this is a difficult topic because they think, well, I don't want my children to have an overinflated view of themselves or just think they're all good and we can't correct mistakes. And then they're going to be entitled or spoiled. And oh my goodness, we see so much narcissism in today's world and entitlement. But I'm here to say that in my experience, and also from what I know professionally, that really promoting greatness and seeing the greatness qualities in people helps build inner wealth and positive self. I mean, really feeling much better. Narcissism is the opposite. It's like the opposite end of the pole. When a person is in that place, actually underneath, they don't feel good about themselves at all. Despite what you see on the surface, they actually don't feel good. So I want to just go straight on and say this is really not about in any way inflating people. It's helping children see into their unique fingerprint of greatness. What is it about them that's not true about you or their brother or their sister? We all come with a unique fingerprint, and that needs to be called out. And when you reflect greatness to children, you have to tell them the truth. It's not sugar-coated. It's not Pollyannish. It's like, what do you really see? So it's very different from narcissism. I don't know how else to put it. And having intention. Pearl used the word intention. And that's a very powerful concept because when we make an intention, we are putting energy and we're putting our attention on a vision of something that we want to see. And that carries a lot of power. And the heart is the most powerful generator in our whole body, much more than our brain. And I really think I was so, as I was reflecting on Pearl actually doing this surrogate tapping, I was thinking about how the heart turns on when there's a person in need. So when she was having you, I'm making a plug for doing things with her, but when you put your child who needs something in front of you, your heart turns on. Now, she didn't talk like that, but that's partly what's happening in my worldview. The heart turns on with energy when there's somebody in front of you that has a need. So I just was very tickled by that. Let me just see. I've got a few more minutes. What am I wanting to say to you? Um, I it's very hard to communicate what I'm trying to do um, in a few minutes, and I'd love to give you examples, but I think it would be more important is I also would like to give you an experience. I'd like to give you an experience of trying to get down into your energetic heart, because that's the place you need to be to really start to see greatness around you. And also, just from a neuroscience point of view, when you're in the place I'm going to try to take you to just in a few short minutes, it turns on something in our brain called the social engagement network. This is the network in our brain where we connect with other, it's our social engagement. It's where we connect with other human beings. When we are in fear, anxiety, I mean, that system turns off. So it's our job to find a way back into this social engagement network. And that has important ramifications for relating to your children, because in that space, you will do the right, most likely you will do the right thing, and the child will feel that connection. And that's what and safe. They will feel safe. When you're in that social engagement network, there's a feeling of safety in your body, and that gets communicated to the child. So in the next few minutes, let's just take a moment to explore what it feels like to go into the heart space. So I see you're all sitting up in the chair. I invite you to just sit up straight, put your hands on your lap, your feet on the floor. Ah, oh, good. I see you taking these little adjustments. Yeah, just, okay. If you're comfortable, I'd like you to close your eyes, and I will do the same. Just take a moment. A lot of information has been pouring in. Let's maybe take a sigh just to let a lot of these words go. Now I'd like you to bring your attention to the center of your chest. And notice your breathing in and out your nose if possible. You don't have to try hard. You don't have to make a deep breath, just your everyday breath. Feel the stream of that breath and imagine it going right into the center of your chest. And on the exhale, the breath goes out of your heart in front of you. So as you inhale into your heart space, you might feel an expansion in the chest. You might even feel your heartbeat. Gently in and out your heart. Keep your awareness on the physical area of your body that contains the physical heart. That physical heart is an energy source that is very, very large and gets amplified with feelings of love and gratitude. So I'd like you to imagine a situation or anything really that gives you that feeling of love or gratitude, that little, I call it sometimes a Hallmark card moment, it could be picturing puppies or something, but something that just lightens the heart. And that usually is a feeling of love or appreciation or even awe. Really just lean into that feeling while the breath is going in and out of your heart. There's nothing else to do right now in this moment. You can't do this wrong. It's this place. It's from this place that we can connect very deeply with our children, even without words. The more we learn how to move into this place inside ourselves, the greater the impact on the child, because our energetic state is indirectly communicated to the child. So this is a very short little intro to the heart. And I hope that just in these couple of moments that you were able to just get a minute or two of rest, ease, release, and feeling in the heart. And thank you.
Thank you. Wow, that was so beautiful. That was what an experience. What an experience that was. Thank you very much. And there were some very important words there that I think that we can't gloss over, like fear and anxiety close the door to our hearts. And I think the fear and anxiety also transfers when we're fearful and we're anxious, our kids are going to pick up on it. And then we're going to teach them a behavior that we don't want them to have. So it's important for us to look after ourselves and to make sure that we don't fall into those positions. Okay, so that's
And
another.
better words used were love and joy.
Always love and joy. So I want to share with you a few things, ladies. It's hard to move out of that like calm, beautiful state that you were in. That was beautiful. That was very, very special. But I want to continue on what Devora says, because we have to feel good about ourselves, that greatness chair, that greatness concept. And what helps us with that to feel great? We want to have self-confidence. We want our kids to have self-confidence. We want to bring our children up with self-confidence. I remember many years ago, when we were actually still living in Australia, and I took my little girl to her kindergarten, and the teacher there said to me, I don't know what you do, but she's got a lot of confidence. It's such a good thing. So I guess she was an only child at the time, and I was putting my effort into her and building everything up, she said. But when we have confidence, it just helps us face so many things as well in life. And I think that's part of it. So I want to share with you, if you don't know, the rose quartz, okay, is a very important stone for that feeling of self-confidence for children. I know people who in the stone world, little girl wasn't feeling terrific, and she just said, sweetheart, take a rose quartz with you to school today to make you feel better about yourself. It helps you to be able to deal with those issues that may come up in your way. And I think that when we another stone that's important that I'm sorry I didn't take out is called the bloodstone. Okay, the bloodstone is a very dark green stone, and it's got little red spots in it. And that's also a terrific stone. It gives us energy, but it's going to give us confidence. And together with that, I would like to add in the hematite. The hematite is a silvery, heavy type of metal stone, which also gives us the ability to cope with issues. Because I want to say one of the things that I think that we all understand, which I didn't understand when I was younger, was that yes, we need to learn to cope. The world isn't all sugar, isn't all love and all of that stuff. There are hiccups along the way. There are challenges. So we want to give our children, give our family, give everybody we're in touch with, we want to give them the ability to cope. And we want to teach them how to cope with those things. So that's why we're going to bolster them up. And we're going to give them the rose quartz and the bloodstone, the hematites to help us cope and deal with that. And then we want them also to be able to say things. I think it's very, very important to be able to express yourself and express what you are feeling, or for the child to be able to express what's causing the issue. For example, and we have a lot of examples recently with, or currently with our war taking place. We have in our house, we have this safe, thank God we have a safe room, which thank God we haven't needed to use a lot, but there have been times, and our neighbors from upstairs and across the way, they come and they use our safe room. They don't have one. So, which is fine. We had 16 people in there, and that's all fantastic. And one of the children, a little boy in grade 2, like his parents weren't home and the sign went off, and he comes to our place and he's in a state. He was really not good. I opened the door. I said, you can come in anytime and you know where to go and whatever else it is, fine. Before he left, and his mother had come afterwards, etc. Before he left, his mother said to me, my son is concerned that if there's a siren at night, the door's going to be locked and he won't be able to get in. He had said what it was that was scaring him. Said, fine, I'm so glad you told me. We're not going to be locking the door. You don't have to worry. The door isn't locked. We haven't locked our door since.
Thank you, Gila. Thank you.
Okay. So, but we understood what the issue was there. So and now sometimes we need help to say what it is that we want to say. We're not always confident and comfortable in expressing ourselves. So that is why I want to give you a suggestion. The blue lace agate here, okay, is fantastic stone to help us express ourselves, to say what we want, and for the flow of communication. So it's not just in this case, but in general, but in this case, it's very important. And I want to add to that another stone called the sodalite, okay? The sodalite stone is a stone. I see Shani smiling there because she knows these stones and she knows what they do, and it gives me a lot of knuckles. Anyway, the sodalite is also a stone that is going to help us to express ourselves clearly. It's also going to help us. Sometimes we want to say things. It's all bottled up here. We're feeling anxious. We don't know how to say it, so we blurt it out. We say it. We yell. We don't talk in a nice way. And the sodalite is going to help us to speak in a calmer, more controlled fashion, in the way that we'd prefer to speak. Not many people want to come out there and yell and blurt things out, etc. You want to say something in a more controlled and a calm fashion. So that, I think, is very, very helpful. Now, another stone I want to tell you about is children sometimes might have difficulty having conversations, and we need to have conversations with our kids, okay? Our kids need to have conversations with us, or our customers, our clients, our patients, whatever you want to call them. The green calcite is also really very beneficial for that, okay? It's a very good stone for children who find difficulty having a conversation. Now, sorry. Another thing, when I speak about speech, when I talk about speech, okay, I also, and this was a green calcite, okay? I want to encourage you to ask your kids, about feelings, to talk about their feelings. Now, when we do that, we don't want to ask leading questions. We don't want to say, are you anxious about a big test? Are you worried about going to the safe room? We want to say something like more open. How do you feel about going into the safe room? And that way, we're going to get a better understanding of how they're feeling without having fed them with different concepts and thoughts that we don't want. Now, I remember when I was training as a social worker, I was in this family counseling place, and we had a group of young mothers there. Okay, there was a young mothers event, etc. And the woman said to me, "So what do you want, Gila?" "I want to make these ladies happy, and I want things to be easy for them, etc., etc." She said, "Gila, that's not realistic, and that's not life. There are challenges in life, and we need to learn how to deal with the challenges." And as I said, I think that is something that we want to help our kids with. Yes, sometimes it can be a challenge for a child to go on their first day to school. We can't take away that experience is going to take place. They need to go for their first day to school, whether it's in grade 1, grade 5, grade 7, grade 12, whatever. They need to go through it, and we want to give them the ability to cope with it. So I want to suggest, here I've got a nice big piece of amethyst, but you may not have that big piece of amethyst. You may have a little stone like this, okay? Either one is good, different purposes, okay? And the amethyst is going to be really helpful to dispel the fears and to give calm to the child. It's going to give calm to us as well, by the way. It's one of my dear friends, in case you didn't know, that's one of my dear friends, this stone. So we want, also, it helps you to come to terms with the situation as well. So, the siren goes off, you can't tell the child, no, don't be anxious, don't go to the room, the siren's not going to go off. It's going to happen, or it's not going to happen. Please God, it won't happen, but it may happen. I can't make that promise. Okay, so what can we do? We can, first of all, you know what you could do, by the way, which would be fantastic. Those of you living in Israel, or those of us living in Israel, you could have a piece of amethyst in your safe room, because everybody there, very often people are anxious and are concerned. Amethyst is a fantastic calming stone. So it doesn't matter what age, it's a great calming stone. So whatever the situation, that could be really, really helpful. Okay, and the child can wear it as a necklace, as a bracelet, whatever it may be. Something else is also another stone which I find is very, for those ups and those downs all over the place, and not being able to hold themselves together, and not being able to be consistent. And we do live in a world that may be a square hole, and we may have, or we may not exactly fit into that square hole, and sometimes we have to, is called the lepidolite. The lepidolite is a fantastic stone to help balance. Okay, it's very helpful when people are feeling stressed. It's calming, and it's a good stone also to help calm voices that we have going on in our minds. Okay, many of us have these voices in our minds, and this lepidolite is a blessing. It really is. It's an incredible stone. Now, there are, of course, plenty of crystals here that are good for fear, and one of them, the pearl, I've got it on my ears, and I've got it in my company here. I have pearl with us. But the pearl, my friends, isn't just a beautiful piece, a beautiful stone in jewelry. It's also, it helps when somebody has fear. So if somebody's frightened, the pearl is a very good friend, okay? It's a calming stone as well. So I really, if people like pearl necklaces, pearl bracelets, pearl earrings, whatever it may be, for sure. I heard somebody say somewhere, if you don't want to look older, pearls are a piece of jewelry that dates you. It's like, don't be ridiculous. Pearls are a piece of jewelry that makes you grand, that gives you stature. I think it's like, wow, I really felt that it was like offensive to hear somebody say something like that about our beautiful, exactly, Dobra's holding up her beautiful pearls. Okay. Now, There are other things. We have part of the issue with stress and anxiety is these voices that are going on in our minds, okay? The worries that we have, the negative thoughts, and then the voices that are coming there going and telling us, and this is going to happen, and it could be this way, and you know that this is going all different things. I don't have to, I'm sure we all understand what I'm saying because too many of us have been through it, and just like we go through it, the kids feel that as well. So I highly recommend the smoky quartz here, and the howlite. These are terrific. Really, they're like anxiety stones. Those stones, stick them in your pocket. Howlite, Howlite, and smoky quartz. Those are really beautiful stones to just keep calm and not let the anxiety run us over. There are things that are going to make us anxious. That's life. That's life. But we want to be able to cope with it. The hematite is going to help us to cope with those stresses. The amethyst is going to help us to remain calm when these stresses come up our way. And one other thing I want to tell you that we're, because I'm also watching the time as well, I want to mention to you is I call this specifically challenges facing children. And some of the challenges are children that are extra energetic, children that really find it very hard to sit, find it very hard to concentrate. Okay, that is a big challenge because they more or less, in most cases, need to fit into a school system. Okay, and during school, they need to sit, they need to concentrate, they want to do well. And the other thing is when they have good heads, they're intelligent, very often very intelligent children, but they can't sit, they can't listen, they can't concentrate, etc. And there are stones that are wonderful for these extra energetic children. And I think people need to be aware of that there are ways around it and there are natural ways to try. I met this young woman at an event and she told me about her son. And so I said, try these. And she took them home and I wasn't going to see her again, except the stones were so effective and so helpful for her son that she was in touch with me because then she fell pregnant. And she said, oh, and I need stones for my pregnancy. And by the way, my son is doing incredibly well. They're making such a difference for him. So the stones really make a difference for them. And one other case I want to tell you about is a little preemie boy. Okay, he was.
Wait, which stones?
There's a set of stones that
No, the last incident you just mentioned.
I know you know those extra energetic stones. Randy's one of my students, so she knows. Okay. Okay.
I can always use a review.
Okay. Look on the WhatsApp group, Randy was there today. It came up today.
Okay, thanks.
Goldie asked about it. We have WhatsApp group, we have all sorts of things to make sure everybody keeps abreast of what's happening. But this little child, okay, he was a preemie, and preemies often take time to catch up. So although he was in kindergarten, he still had a lot of confidence issues, and it was very hard for him to manage and cope and negotiate kindergarten. The woman asked me, can you please recommend something for me, etc. So I gave her some of the stones that I spoke to you about before, the rose quartz and the blue lace agate and some other stones as well. The little boy took them. Okay, I don't actually remember. I'm not sure. We might have made him a necklace or he put them in his pocket. Anyway, the mother worked out the way to give this little boy the stones. She called me up to tell me what an incredible difference it had made for this little boy, how he was now so much happier, so much more confident, and then had friends, etc. in his kindergarten. So the effect of the stones on all of these things, these challenges that our children are facing is quite incredible. And as I call them Trufot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God's medications, because he has given us these beautiful gifts. I've got them all over my desk in all different colors, all different shapes everywhere. And really they bring us joy, they bring us confidence, and they are incredible. They help us to resolve so many situations. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Gila. Gila Slonim. I do healing, assessment, and assessments with crystals because people are attracted to crystals that are good for them and that are beneficial to them. And that's how I understand what's going on in a really deep way, what is going on for them physically, emotionally, spiritually, etc. And I have actually got a school of crystals, of Jewish crystal healing, and I run courses, which you'll hear about in a second. So thank you for listening to this important info about what crystals can do for you. And now I want to ask Pearl to come back to us and tell us what special offer, okay, she has for us, because one of the things I ask our panelists to do, for all of you ladies who have come and who have signed up for the panel, I ask them to give us a special offer, which I will send you an email following this panel. I'm going to send you an email with a recording, with a link to the recording, and with all of our contact information and info on the special offers that each of us are making. Pearl.
All right, special offer. For the moment, I'm just saying 10% off surrogate tapping first session with the greatest of pleasure from me. Have I got time to speak anything more about continuing what we were talking about?
We don't have time. We don't have time to know. Well, people are just going to have to use the links that I'm sending them, okay, and look you up because you do offer a lot of so much. I mean, just tell me what sessions you run, that people can join.
So every other Tuesday, 8 p.m. Israel time, and we have a group. So one of the meetings is surrogate tapping, and the other meeting is tapping for yourself. And it's at low cost. Currently, it's at 20 English pounds, $25, which works out between 90 and 100 shekels for the 2 meetings a month. So
Wow.
contact me for the details. And I have lots of ideas how you can actually help children with strategy with tapping. When we were talking about sirens and things, but that's for another time.
Okay, wonderful. We might have to have another interview, Pearl. I'll do another session, I think.
On how to help children like that with the one-on-one tapping I could do that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, we made a date, Pearl, just in case you didn't notice. But we just have to set the time. Thank you. Thank you. Kathleen, Dvorah, what are you offering us ladies today? You're muted, yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't really have a special offer exactly.
I just want to tell people about your Greatness Chair book. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to get an email that will give you links or information on how to get to my books, The Greatness Chair and The Greatness Chair Solution. And also there'll be instructions on how you can reach out to me. Oh, there you go. Dobra's got it.
Up for
No. Oh, I have to say, it's also in the Greatness Chair is also in Hebrew. I wanted to mention that. The Greatness Chair, the first book is in Hebrew and Spanish and English, all on Amazon. So I really wanted, so I've got so many Israelis here. Oh my goodness, get the Greatness Chair in Hebrew and take it to your school. Have the teachers read it to the kids and do a Greatness Chair in the class. Oh my God, you would make my heart so happy.
We would love.
So, really quick, if you email me, there'll be instructions. I'll send you a PDF how to do a 7-day Greatness Chair challenge for your child. And also, I just have to say, when you think about these hyperactive, energetic kids, don't just think about it as a problem. Please, please, please. I mean, I know completely where Gila's coming from, and these kids have to function in school, but please, at the same time, while you're using the stones or tapping, realize that is life force and energy and passion, and we don't want to put the lid completely. We want to channel it, of course, but please, please remember, it's not just a problem.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. It's important. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know so many adults today who probably as kids were so hard, but they accomplish so much because they're extra energetic and they manage to do so many incredible things. They just use that energy. Right. Okay. Thank you. And I'm here I have produced a calendar, a special Avnei Choshen calendar, which I don't show that often. Okay, this calendar is available on my website. You can actually download it. And what's so special, it's got English and Hebrew. It's a perpetual calendar, which means that you put the date of somebody's birthday in. So every time you come to either April or Nissan, whichever way you want to do it, or you could do both, go to the beginning of the month. That's what I do. I go to the beginning of the month and I see what birthdays are coming up in this month, or what your side, or whatever it may be. So, and it's got lots of info actually about the various crystals. Okay, it's got all info about all the 12 of Hoshen. Beautiful, beautiful pictures throughout. So you can download it. Of course, you can purchase a hard copy of this as well. I would like to tell you, I'm also running a webinar in 1 week on the basics of Avnei Hoshen and crystals. I've got lots of new people coming all the time, and I don't want to assume that they know how these Avnei Hoshen work, what I do with them, what's kosher about them. So come join the webinar. It's a free webinar, and I will share more with you about it on the email. So look out for that message, okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kathleen Vora. Thank you, Pearl. And thank you, each and every one of you for coming tonight, today, and participating in this fabulous panel. Bye. Have a great week, and may we have lots of besorot tovot, good news for all of our Jewish people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.